External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar is set to join a virtual BRICS summit today, hosted by the Brazilian President Lula de Silva. And top of the agenda will be the US tariffs imposed by Donald Trump, which have triggered fresh tensions across emerging markets. This meeting follows a high-level huddle last weekend between leaders of China, Russia and India in Tianjin. While Jaishankar represents India at BRICS, the government has stressed the strength of India-US ties, calling them strategic and resilient. This is the latest. Dr. Jaishankar will be joining a virtual BRICS summit hosted by the Brazilian president. And top of the agenda will be the US tariffs that have been imposed by the US president, which have triggered fresh tensions across emerging markets. Dr. Jaishankar represents India at BRICS, while the government has stressed the strength of India-US ties, calling them strategic and resilient. This, as back home, small and medium enterprises are still grappling with a 50% blow across a few sectors, while a few sectors like pharmaceuticals have been exempt from Trump's 50% blow. My colleague Aditya Raj Kaul has been tracking Dr. Jaishankar's movements and what's top of his agenda. He joins us over the phone line at the moment. Aditya, with tariffs soaring to 50% on some BRICS exports, today's summit aims to find common ground, we know, but also avoids framing it as an anti-US congregation. Take us through India's plan of action.
Well, yes, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar would be, in fact, joining the BRICS virtual summit. The aim of this summit is to create a common approach in dealing with the Trump administration's tariff issue, really, that has been underway over the last few weeks. In fact, Brazil is the current chair of the BRICS, and we know that in this 10-member grouping, there would be discussion and deliberation on what the diplomacy should be like in the coming days. Because remember, in the past few weeks, there have been direct attacks by the Trump administration, in fact, from the US President Trump himself on the BRICS, which is being seen increasingly anti-India. But the Brazilian president has taken a resolve to really stand up to the bullying that's happening from the White House. And that's why this BRICS meeting becomes very, very crucial. India and Brazil bilaterally also enjoy very good ties in bilateral trade and otherwise, and that's what would be discussed in this. In fact, the Brazilian president had, in fact, dialed Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the first week of August itself on the issue of tariffs. Apart from that, how to strengthen the bilateral trade and energy ties. As you know, the US had imposed 50% tariffs on Brazilian exports as well. And same is the case with India, with 25% tariffs and then penalties of 25%. So in the BRICS virtual summit, this issue would be discussed, and there could be some kind of a statement that comes out of the BRICS as well. And we'll have to then wait and watch how White House really reacts to this, because Trump hasn't taken lightly to the BRICS grouping, which is seen anti-American.
Aditya, thanks so much for sharing those details with us.